All right, it's Sunday. We're going to get chest and tries done today. It's supposed to be a rest day, but we've already messed up the week earlier by kind of switching where the rest day was. So we'll go ahead and get this workout done today. We'll go ahead and get meal prep for about half the week done. And then about, again, Wednesday or Thursday, I'll do the rest of the week. The recipe I got is supposed to be good for like 3 or 4 days in the fridge, so I don't want to do a whole week at once. But first things first, get through the workout, and then we'll get that done. I'll show you guys a little bit of that most likely, and we'll see. So in my last video I put, it was towards the end that the microphone had turned off and I hadn't noticed it. But then the more I started watching the video, it seems like it wasn't really on at all. So I'm not sure what happened with that. I'll keep checking it. As of right now, it's on. So hopefully it just stays on. And that's not something I got to try to figure out. Or maybe it's just a junk one and I got to get something else. So I did try the Ghost Cinnabon. I've actually had 2 shakes using that so far. It's not bad at all. It's not quite what I was anticipating. I shouldn't say expected, but it's not quite what I anticipated, but I will say it is very good. It's what it says it is. Of course, when you read something like that and you order it, you know that's what you're getting. You're gonna go ahead and, damn it, you're gonna go ahead and formulate your own. Oh, it's gonna taste like this, or you know what I mean. And it wasn't quite. It wasn't quite exactly what I thought it was gonna be, but regardless, still very good. So I'll probably end up getting it again. I'm gonna see what other flavors they got. I know they got all kinds of stuff. We'll wait. We'll try the fruity cereal one as well here soon. I did end up taking a scoop of the Cinnabon protein over for my dad. He's a big fan of like actual Cinnabon, which I am too, but he more so than me. So I ended up taking a scoop over there for him. And he texted me this morning, asked me if he should try it with milk or water. I told him for sure go with the milk route, which is what I did, and it was definitely pretty good. So we both like that one. So we're gonna do chest flies. I do them cable, and then I'll end up doing it again later with dumbbells. But I start with the cable. Or no, I lied to you. We're going to do tricep kickbacks with the cable. I will do those again with dumbbells, but it's the same for chest flies. I'm going to do them now. I'm going to do them now with the bands, and then we'll switch that up. And I'll do standing overhead with dumbbell, and then I'll also do laying crossbody on the bench. And I found this monster, and you guys like monster, the Lando Norris one. 5 calories. It's low on carbs and stuff too. It's really good. That one and the Bad Apple are probably the 2 I've been drinking the most. I'm losing my lifting buddy now that it's warmer. She'd rather be outside. This room just holds cold. It's the same in the summer. Once it gets warmer, it's constantly hot. It takes a little while for it to warm up. So it's 62, 63 out, 69 outside right now. I'm in here with a hoodie on. If I go outside, this is coming off immediately. I was talking to a buddy of mine just the other day about supplements and stuff. And one that I've been a lot more consistent with taking is creatine. And after I said that to him, he started telling me, you know, some studies and this, that, and the other that they've done on it. You know, most people will do 5 a day. I personally do 10. I do one usually right about the same time as pre-workout, so about half hour before I come out here, and then sometime in the evening. It's not like on a schedule per se, but sometime in the evening I'll do another scoop of creatine. But it's kind of interesting, not only the like muscle building properties and stuff, but a lot of studies that they were showing saying that it has like it helps with cognitive function, so it can help with your your brain and stuff. So that's definitely a positive. It's just another reason to take it. If it's going to help you hit muscle goals, help you perform better in the gym, and it's also going to help your mind, keep your mind sharp, potentially help stop cognitive decline. That's definitely a positive. And as cheap as it is, like I went down to the Arnold, I got 8 tubs of creatine, a month supply each tub, and they're $10 a piece. So I don't see a reason why not to. Even if you get it at the store, it's $25 for a month. I am having some trouble dialing in the weight on doing these with the bands. That's another reason I'll come back through and do them with dumbbells later. But until I get that weight dialed in where it's getting, either close to that point of failure or it's getting tough at 12 on the first set, I've been doing about 15. And I'm not going super deep with them, just getting back to where, the chest is opened up, but really focusing on getting my hands crossed and squeezing and holding that squeeze. Once I get the weight dialed in, that'll probably help out with that as well. Not having to go up to 15 reps or whatever. Oh, and then the shirt, that was a positive surprise when we went to the Arnold. I didn't know Controlled Insanity was going to be there. So I ended up getting 2 of their shirts. I got 2 of their tanks. Let's see what else I got. I got the bucked up shirt. I got, I think, 2 shirts from Gym Reapers. I really like their stuff. My belt, my lifting straps, and my wraps for when I do use them. That's all Reapers. So I got 2 of their shirts and a pair of shorts from them. Like I said, I got the creatine there. Applied Nutrition's creatine. Got the Mother Bucker pre-workout, which I didn't actually take today. I just wasn't really, I didn't feel like I needed it. I don't always use pre-workout. I think it's nice to not use it sometimes. Like you don't need to use stuff like that all the time. Don't. It's 400 milligrams of caffeine, and that's going to keep me up. With it already being 1:30, I just know how I am. If I would have taken that and worked out now at 11 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be wide awake. I just know how it affects me. So if I'm not out here earlier in the day, then there's no reason for me to take it unless I don't want to sleep at night. Pretty excited about the Chipotle beef potato bowls that I'm going to prep this week. I did 2 different kinds of chicken. So like the Korean beef flavor, but I did that for chicken with rice and broccoli, and then I did a Nashville hot honey chicken with rice and broccoli, and that was last week's meals. So I could just keep doing that, but I don't want to have to just eat the same chicken, rice, and broccoli over and over and over and over again when there's plenty of other options you can do. And it's nice to meal prep because then that takes your guesswork out of the week. You know your meals are cooked. The only time I have to cook is for the kids when they're here. So I'll cook up their dinner when theirs is close to being done, throw mine in the microwave. We sit down and have meals together, just they're eating something different. I do like this bench. It didn't come with the cage or anything. It's just 220, I think, at Dick's, the Ethos bench. They got another one that's like $350, and I don't see the point in that. So I just went with this one. And then the cage I actually got off a guy on Facebook, $200. The only thing when I said in the other video I wasn't paying attention when I got it, I didn't notice that it was a short rack. I probably still would have bought it just to have like all the options that I do get from having it, as opposed to just the other bench that only had the uprights for bench. But I do like this setup. I think here in a month when I get in the gym, I'll start doing that more often, and then I'll probably wait a month or two, save up a good bit of money, and I'll go buy a full big rack. Maybe one of the ones that's already got the weight stacks on them with the different pulley and cable systems, and then we'll have everything I need in this room. It would be nice to get some of this stuff out of here, but that's a project for later in the year. A lot of this stuff is my grandma's, and when she passed away, just no one's wanted to go through it. So we'll see about, going through, seeing what's what. maybe getting some stuff moved around later this year. This incline press has been kind of frustrating for, I think it's been 2 weeks now. I think I had 2 back-to-back weeks where I got the dumbbells at 45, 3 sets of 12 for 2 consecutive workouts. And I think I did that because I just wasn't paying attention. Even though I have the app, sometimes I just kind of get in the groove where you're lifting. I'm not looking at the numbers like I should be. So I think I just kind of skipped over it. Went ahead and did it the 2 workouts in a row. And then I went to with 50s. And I'm just stuck at a 12, 10, 10. I can't seem to get past. I think that's what I did the first time. Last time I did 12, 10, 10. So I'm really hoping that, here soon we can progress this one up to the 55, which I'm going to have to go grab 2 more of the 2.5 pound plates. They're not that expensive, but I only have 2 of them. So if I'm setting up dumbbells, that's an issue. If it's the barbell or the easy bar, not a big deal. But to be able to set up that 5 pound increment on 2 dumbbells, I can't do it until I go get 2 more. I got an appointment over in Marion to get blood work done with the VA, I think on, might be Tuesday. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember for sure, but there's a Dunham's like right around the corner. I'll probably swing in there, grab some 2.5 pound plates, and then we'll see what else, if there's anything else I want to grab. I was thinking about getting an ab wheel. I do ab workouts, or core work, however you want to word it. I don't usually film those. I usually do those later in the evening, before bed, probably about 45 minutes before I'm laying down to go to bed. I'll hop down on the floor up there and do a core workout. It's one of those things where for a long time, even when I was very consistent, for 2-3 years at a time, I was very consistent. Ab workouts weren't like, you might catch me doing an ab workout once every other week. It wasn't something I ever trained. So I'm trying to be a lot more consistent and focused on that. It just builds that overall full physique. And if you got a weak core, then you're going to leak a bunch of power in your other lifts. So I was up to a 600 pound deadlift and a 450 pound squat without training my core. Now, not necessarily if I did train my core, those would automatically go up, but there's a good chance that I had instabilities in my core where I was leaking power, and I could have added, even if it was only 5 pounds, I could have added 5 pounds to my lifts. So I'm definitely trying to be more focused on that. Get the ab trained, get that core stability back that I used to have. Would be nice. Well, that's 2 sets of 12 for incline. We're going to try to get it today. I know I don't want anything less than 10 for sure. But even if we can get even if I can get 11, that'd be cool. Even if I get 10, that'd be cool, because I've still progressed 2 extra reps on the last set. So there is still progressive overload happening regardless. It's just nice to be able to see your weight go up. But we did get 12, but we were still able to get 10. So overall, that's a progression. In the second set, went from 10 to 12 reps. So it's still, the time under tension and the weight lifted on that exercise went up. So even though I can't progress the weight yet, hopefully next time I come out, that could be a 12, 12, 12. And then, 2 workouts from now, we go to 55s. We see how that works. I'm gonna go ahead and do these lying. It's a tricep exercise. You laying tricep extension. I seen it in the Arnold Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding years and years ago when I read it. Kind of just, you're gonna lay down, offset that arm to where your elbows in the center of your chest. You're gonna let the dumbbell come down beside your head and back up. And this angle is gonna keep constant tension on the tricep. I like them. I think it feels good. I will say the first time you do that one, it'll probably surprise you. You're not going to do like weight you think you're going to do, or you're going to try to do it and you're just not going to get as many reps as you're expecting. I think I just lost power. That's not ideal. It's going to make it really hard to make food. But we got the light switches still on, so the lights come back on while we're out here, then we know we got power back. You got to move these. We're gonna do dips, or we're gonna do chest flies with dumbbells next, and then I'll do dips. I bought there's the dip bar handles that attach to those. You just run them through your supports. I usually go up here in like the 15 area. Use the one that actually goes through. There's holes on it, and then it's got a bar that drops down and it hits up against the other one, so you can do your dips, which is pretty cool. I like that. A little attachment kind of set up. It's nice to be able to add that exercise. And most likely when I buy the new cage, depending on how it's set up, as long as I can still use those bars, I'll still be able to use that, those dip handles. I am really hoping that power comes back on. I was looking forward to eating when I get done here. I was going to go in and I'm going to cook up like 6 eggs, eat those, and then meal prep the Chipotle potato bowls and breakfast burritos for the week. I did forget to get chorizo. I really like chorizo. And the recipe for those burritos is 10 scrambled eggs, 3 pounds of beef, and you do like half and half in each one. But I was going to swap out either 1 or 2 pounds of beef and do chorizo. Completely forgot to do it when I went to the store, since I didn't write it down that way on the list. I just wrote it down as 3 pounds. So next week we will definitely be throwing chorizo in there instead of 3 pounds of beef. Nothing wrong with 3 pounds of ground beef, but if I can switch it up, that way it's not exactly the same thing. And then we'll look for a different recipe for the weekly lunch and dinner meals. If anybody's got any good recipes for high protein meal prep ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll probably try them, unless it's just some kind of food that I know I don't like. But there's not a whole lot I don't eat, so pretty much if you put it down in there, there's a good chance I'll try it and get back to you. So that one, we're going to have to progress that next week. So we'll go up to 30 on that next week. Get these dumbbells set up for chest flies real quick. I do keep checking the microphone because, like I said, last week I turned it on at the start of the video, or not last week, last video, I turned it on before we started. And when I went to stop the video at the end, I noticed that the block plugged into my phone was off. And then I checked the microphone itself and it was also off. So I thought that I had just lost it there towards the end of the video. Turns out it wasn't on at all. So I'm not sure why that happened. I just know that it did. So I'm trying to keep an eye on it this time so I could see if maybe it's a... I mean, it wouldn't be a power issue seeing as how it was off the entire time last time, but I don't know. Long story short, I'm trying to make sure it stays on. So a little fun fact, last time I did these, I did them with my 35-pound dumbbells I have over there that are, you know, your standard already set up dumbbells. I was going to set up 40s since I got all 3 sets of 12, and I can't do that. I don't have enough 10s, so I guess I'll have to pick up some 10s when I pick up those 2.5s. So we're just going to try to make the 10-pound jump and go to 45. We're going to see what we can get. Can't be too upset here if I'm not getting all the reps I would like to, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Surprisingly enough, first set went pretty good. So we'll keep it at the 45. We'll go for these next 2 sets. If I wasn't able to get at least 12 on that first set, I was going to drop it down back to the 35 and just push for, you know, a couple extra reps on each set. But since we got it, we'll keep it and try to get it 2 more times. Raising it up from 35 to 45 was definitely a challenge, but pretty happy with how it went. We went 12, 11, 10. So hopefully next time we can go 12, 12, 11, 12, 12, 12, and then we'll be bumped up to 50 here in the next couple workouts. We're going to get these dips done. Power's still out. So I'm going to have to figure out food again, just like I had to do the other night when the power went out. The kids it came back on, but it was after we already went and figured out dinner. So that was one of those meals that just wasn't one of the better ones. But the kids were here, so I had to feed them. I couldn't just do a shake and a bar and call it a night. So went and got them some Wendy's, and that's what we had for dinner. And then about 20 minutes after we got done eating, boom, power came on. So it is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be 100% perfect, clean eating. More often than not is definitely better. It's preferred, especially for me, where I'm trying to drop down. So the cleaner I can keep the diet, keep the calories, you know, low. In a deficit, I shouldn't say low, in a deficit, because I definitely still eat. So as long as I can keep them in a deficit and I'm not eating 1,000 calories in one meal from Wendy's, then that's definitely preferred. We're gonna get these dips done. Hopefully power's back on by the time we're done here. I'm starving. I'd really like to eat something. I don't want to just drink a shake and sit around waiting for power to come on. So we'll see though. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one for chest and tries. I said power's out, so I apologize for the lighting on that one. Hopefully that gets fixed here very soon. I'm definitely hungry and I want to eat something, but we'll see. I got laundry I got to get done too with the power being out. Not really able to get anything at all done. So we'll see. We might have to leave and go get food. I don't really want to. I just spent, money getting all my food that I need for the week. So it would kind of suck to have to immediately the next day go pay for food. So we'll see what we're going to do. We're going to have to figure something out. But either way, we'll be back out here tomorrow for leg day. Yep, that's about it. Later, guys.